the ground shake.
Hey guys, what is going on? My name is Gummy, and today we are back for another YouTuber statue tutorial, again a build tutorial in Minecraft. Today we are doing IDubbbz. Now, personally, I've liked his content for quite a while now, especially the content cops. It's generally just pretty funny, but a lot of you have started to be introduced to him recently, kind of through drama, but again, his channel is interesting, so that is why we are doing him today. So today, the version of IDubbbz we are building is going to be a famous version of him in the green suit. Now, he made two videos on this. He made the Reese's Puff one, and then he did a little skit in another video, but I can't remember which video that is. But again, really famous, and hopefully you guys will really like this. Now, this was designed again by RustledDaJimmies, so if you want to check him out, then I'll leave his links to social media down in the description. Also goes by the name of Nebula, so again, links in the description. Anyways, the blocks you'll need to build this statue are the following. You'll need block of coal, cyan stained clay, red wool, red stained clay, lime stained clay, lime wool, yellow stained clay, snow, black wool, white stained clay, yellow wool, black stained clay, white stained glass, spruce planks. Then you'll need nether brick stairs and nether brick slabs, spruce wood stairs and spruce wood slabs, and finally dark oak fence. So, if you want to grab them blocks into your inventory, that would be great. I'll give you guys a second, just give you like a brief second to pause and grab them, and then we'll get straight into building. Okie dokie, so let's begin. We're going to find a nice empty space. Apologies if my voice has gone a bit croaky. Again, I'm still recovering from, I believe, the flu, so yeah, apologies for that. We're going to start off by finding a nice open empty space. And we're going to start off by placing 1 coal, 2 cyan stained clay, 2 coal, 2 cyan stained clay, and 1 block of coal. Now that is the first layer. Each layer is 8 blocks wide, and there is 12 in total for the legs. So it's a 12 tall by 8 wide rectangle. This is the first layer, again consisting of 1 coal, 2 cyan stained clay, 2 coal, 2 cyan stained clay, and 1 block of coal. Now we're going to go up layer by layer, left to right. So the second layer is 1 red wool, 2 red stained clay, 2 red wool, 2 red stained clay, and 1 red wool. Now again, every row we do, I'll back up, give you guys an opportunity to pause if you want to do so, and then we can move straight on. So the third layer is 1 lime stained clay, 2 lime wool, 2 stained clay, 2 lime wool, and 1 stained clay. That is the third layer. The next 5 layers is simply 8 lime wool. So it's nice and simple. That is the second, third, fourth, and then finally 5th layer of lime wool. So 5 layers of lime wool, as you can see right there, and that currently brings us up to layer number 8. Layer number 9, what we're going to do is start going into the actual body area. So we're going to place 3 lime wool, 2 lime stained clay, and 3 lime wool. The 9th layer is 3 lime wool, 2 red wool, and then 3 lime wool. Again, just backing up so you can pause if you need to do so. The 11th layer is 2 lime wool, 4 red wool, and 2 lime wool. And the last but not least layer is 1 lime stained clay, 1 red wool, 4 red stained clay, 1 red wool, and 1 lime stained clay. Once you've done that, it should look something like this. Now, to give you a rundown of what everything is, the first 2 layers is of course his shoes. Then the next 6 layers is essentially his legs, like the green bodysuit, and then the red is the red underwear over the legs. What we're now going to do, because we have this, is start working on the body. Now again, one thing to bear in mind is this should be 12 tall and 8 wide. If it doesn't look like this, I wouldn't advise moving on until you figure out why not. That could be just by going back in the video, or alternatively, if you still have any problems, let me know down in the comments below. Okie dokie, so moving on to the body now, and the body is the exact same. It's 12 tall and 8 blocks wide. So we're going to start off on the left side, and on top of this lime stained clay right here, we're going to place 1 red wool, 6 red stained clay, and 1 red wool. So the legs kind of continue into the body. What we're then going to do is we're going to get our white stained clay, and on the left side we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4 to left, and on the right side we do the exact same. We go 1, 2, 3, and 4 to the right, using, again, white stained clay. Now, the reason why we're doing this is because that marks out where the arms are going to start, and it means we don't have to come back and count later on in the video. We're not actually going to do the arms now, but again, it just saves time later on. What doesn't save time is chucking your materials out like that. But, again, it's just marking out we're not going to be working on it now. So, continuing with the body now, what we're going to do is on top of the red wool here, we're going to place 2 coal. We're then going to place 1 black wool, 2 yellow stained clay, 1 black wool, and 2 coal. And on top of that, for the third layer of the body, we're going to do the exact same. So 2 coal, 1 black wool, 2 yellow, 1 black wool, and 2 blocks of coal. And that's to represent, of course, the belt. The fourth layer of the body now is 1 lime stained clay, 2 lime wool, 2 stained clay, 2 lime wool, and 1 stained clay. Again, that is the fourth layer of the body. On top of this, we're going to do 3 layers of 8 lime wool. So nice and simple again, 3 layers of 8 lime wool. And the main part of the body itself is very, very plain. So that keeps it nice and easy. For the next layer, which is the 8th layer, we're going to place 3 lime wool, 2 snow, and 3 lime wool. And then we do the exact same again for the 9th layer. So we place 3 lime wool, 2 snow, and 3 lime wool. Again, that is on the 8th and 9th layer. For the 10th and 11th layer, we're going to do simply 8 lime wool. And then for the final layer, of course being the 12th layer, we're going to place 3 lime wool, 2 lime stained clay, and 3 lime wool. And again, once you've done that, should look something like this, and that is again a 12 tool by 8 wide rectangle. However, we're not done there. We're going to be adding some 3D effects, and this is in the form of the chain around his neck. So for this chain, we're going to start off with our yellow stained clay and our yellow wool. We're going to come to the top left corner. From here, we're going to go 1 to right. We're going to place a yellow wool. Bear in mind, this is a 3D effect, so it's on top of, not replacing, it's on top of. Underneath that, we're going to place 1 yellow stained clay, and then we're going to go down diagonal to right using yellow wool. As you can see, it will link up diagonal to the white of the snow. And we're going to do the exact same on the right side now. So we go to the top right corner. Go 1 to left, place a yellow wool, underneath that yellow stained clay, and then down diagonal to left using yellow wool, and it will link up again diagonally with the snow. What we're then going to do is get our nether brick and our nether brick slab, and underneath the yellow wool, we're going to have a stair facing towards the left, and underneath the yellow wool on the right, we're going to have a stair facing towards the right. Underneath each stair, we're going to have another stair, but upside down. So on the left, we have an upside down one facing towards the left. On the right, we have an upside down one facing towards the right. The way we're going to cap this off is above and below, we're going to place slabs. So on the lime wool, above the snow, we're going to place 2 half slabs on the lower half. So again, it should connect up with the yellow wool on the lower half. And then underneath it, on the lime wool, we're going to place it 2 on the upper half. And as you can see, that will offer a circle around the snow. So the snow should still be in the middle, a 2x2. And then the final touch we're going to add is we're going to get our dark oak fence, and on the bottom left and top left we're going to place a dark oak fence inside the circle in front of the snow, and that is it. That is the 3D effect. Nice and simple, but really just adds to it and makes it look really cool. So I'm going to get rid of my arm and give you guys an opportunity to pause if you want to do so. Don't know why Minecraft's been a bit laggy there. But as you can see, that is the body so far. So from the bottom left corner with the red wool up to the top right corner with the lime wool, that is 12 by 8, 12 tall, 8 wide. You can pause if you want to do so. Again, just for reference, the statue so far should be 24 tall and 16 wide, 8 wide if you're not including the arms, which of course we haven't done yet, but we will be working on them right now. Okie dokie, so I'm going to get my arm back now, which is kind of relevant because we're working on the arms. We're going to start off on the left arm. So if you haven't already done it, the way we're going to start is come to the 13th layer of the build and go 4 blocks to the left using white stained clay. This is what I was talking about earlier, but again, just in case you haven't done it, come to the 13th layer of the build and go 4 blocks to the left. Now the arms are 12 tall and 4 wide, so 12 layers, 4 wide for each layer. The first 2 layers is white stained clay, so as you can see here we got the original layer and then a layer on top. The third layer, we're going to place 1 lime stained clay, 2 lime wool, and 1 lime stained clay. On top of this, we're going to do 8 layers of 4 lime wool. So that will be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then for the final layer, you should see it should be 1 block shorter than the body. For the final layer, we're going to place 1 lime stained clay, 2 lime wool, and 1 lime stained clay. So as you can see, the arms are very, very simple. It consists pretty much of 2 layers of white stained clay and 9 layers of lime wool. Or no, 10 layers of lime wool, apologies, I can't count. 10 layers of lime wool and 2 layers of white stained clay. But again, in bottom left, bottom right, top right, I did that backwards. There should be a lime stained clay. Now it's the exact same now for the right side. So we head over to the right side, we come to the 13th layer of the build, we go 4 blocks to the right using white stained clay. On top of that, we're going to do another layer of white stained clay. For the third layer, we're going to place 1 lime stained clay, 2 lime wool, 1 lime stained clay, 8 layers of lime wool. So again, each layer being 4 wide, we're going to do 8 layers of solid lime wool. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and finally 8. And then for the final layer, we're going to do 1 lime stained clay, 2 lime wool, and 1 lime stained clay. Once you've done that, you should have something that looks like this. You can really see it's starting to take shape. However, it's flat. And our skin statue, of course, is going to be 3D. So that's what we're going to work on in a second, is making this into a 3D statue. For now, you should have the legs, which again are 12 tall, 8 wide. The body, which is 12 tall, 8 wide. And each arm, which is 12 tall and 4 wide. Okie dokie. So, again, now it's like a little checkpoint. If you haven't got this far, go back in the video, see where things haven't gone quite to plan. If everything's going great, then great, we shall move on and start working on the sides of the body. So for this, what we're going to do is come to the bottom left corner, and we're going to head around to the left side. From here, next to this coal, we're going to go 2 to the left using cyan and 1 coal. So we're essentially extending it 3 blocks backwards. Now the side of the leg is 12 tall and 4 wide, however the 4th row is already done. So we're not going to be discussing that, we're just going to be placing 3 blocks on each row next to it and turning it into a 12 by 4 rectangle. So the second layer, starting from left to right, should be 1 red wool and 2 red stained clay. Again, there should be a red wool here, but we're not going to talk about it because it should already be there. The third layer, we're going to place 1 lime stained clay and 2 lime wool. On top of this, we're going to do 8 layers of 3 lime wool. And then just like we did with the front side of the arms, the final layer is going to be 1 lime stained clay, 2 lime wool, and of course the 1 lime stained clay, which is already there. And it's as simple as that. That is the left side of the leg done. And the good news is the right side is the exact same. So if you want to pause here, skip ahead and replicate this on the right side, feel free to do so. However, I'm going to go through it nevertheless. Okie dokie. So again, that was a head-on view, and this is a side-on view. Coming around to the right side, exact same applies. So we go 2 blocks to the right using cyan stained clay, 1 coal. The second layer consists of 2 red stained clay, 1 red wool. The third layer consists of 2 lime, 1 lime stained clay, 8 layers of lime wool, and then the final layer will be 1 lime stained clay, 2 lime wool, and 1 lime stained clay. As you can see right there, if I place that block, you can see that is what it looks like. Again, exact same as the left side. Okie dokie, so I'll give you guys a brief second to pause there, if you want to, and we're now going to start working on the arms. Before we start working on the arms, however, we need to build a platform. So we come around to the rear side and come to the bottom layer of the hand. And on the white stained clay here, we're going to bring it back 1, 2, 3 all the way across. So using white stained clay on each side, you just bring it back 1, 2, 3 on the lower layer of the white stained clay. And what that will do is give you a 4x4 square, as you can see, of white stained clay. And that's a platform that we're going to build from. Now I'm currently at the left arm, as you can see, same logic applies as the side of the legs. It is a 12x4 rectangle, however the 4th layer is already done, so we're only doing 3 blocks per row. So the first layer is white stained clay. The second layer again is 3 white stained clay. Third layer, I can't count, my counting is just really not on point. 1 lime stained clay, 2 lime wool. We then have 8 layers of 3 lime wool. And then that will bring us to our final layer, which is 1 lime stained clay, and then 2 lime wool. Again, head on should look something like this. Very, very simple, very, very plain. and the other side again exact same. From a corner angle, 12 tall, 4 wide. Again, that consists of 2 layers of white stained clay, a layer of lime stained clay, 2 lime wool, 1 stained clay, 8 layers of pure lime, and then 1 layer of lime stained clay, 2 wool, and 1 clay. Coming around to the right side now, exact same logic applies. The first 2 layers is white stained clay. The third layer is 2 wool, 1 clay. We then have 8 layers of wool. And then a final layer, which is of course 1 clay, 2 wool, and 1 clay. 12 by 4 tall. And no, 12 tall and 4 wide. Okie dokie. So, starting to look a bit nicer and a bit more complete. However, if you come around to the rear side now, you'll notice not so complete. A bit empty and a bit not there. It's just the better way to put it. It's just non-existent. It's not there. So that's what we're going to work on filling in right now. We're going to start off with the rear side of the legs, which are 12 tall and 8 wide. However, left side already done, right side already done, which means there's only a 6 block gap in between. What we're going to do is join it all together by doing 12 rows of 6, and that will overall give us a 12 by 8 rectangle. We're going to start off in the bottom corner by placing 2 cyan stained clay, 2 coal, and 2 cyan stained clay. On top of that, we're going to place 2 red stained clay, 2 red wool, and 2 red stained clay. Apologies, again, my voice is a bit off since the whole flu incident last week. The third layer is 2 lime wool, 2 lime stained clay, and 2 lime wool. We're then going to do 5 layers of lime wool. So again, that's 2, 3, 4, and finally layer number 5. So currently it should be 8 blocks tall. For the 9th layer, we're going to place 2 lime wool, 2 lime stained clay, and 2 lime wool. The layer after that, we're going to place 2 lime wool, 2 red wool, and 2 lime wool. Next layer, we're going to place 1 lime wool, 4 red wool, and 1 lime wool. And then the final layer for now, we're going to place 1 red wool, 4 red stained clay, and 1 red wool. And that is it. That is the rear side of the legs complete, and that is the legs in total, or in general, should I say, complete. So, again, opportunity to pause if you want to do so. That is the rear side of the legs, so there's 12 tall and 8 wide, and the gap right there in between is 5 layers, just in case you're trying to rebuild it just from this still image right here. Okay, so moving on to the rear side of the body now, we're going to start off on the left side by placing 1 red wool, 6 red stained clay, and 1 red wool. So that is the first layer, again continuing almost on from the legs. The second layer, and third layer in fact, because they're the exact same, is 2 coal, 4 black wool, and 2 coal. And again, the next layer is the exact same, so it's 2 coal, and 4 black wool, and 2 coal. So again, 2 coal, 4 black wool. If my placement wasn't so awful today, I don't know what's up with that, and 2 blocks of coal. So first, second, third layer. For the fourth layer, we're going to place 1 lime stained clay, 2 lime wool, 2 stained clay, 2 lime wool, and 1 stained clay. On top of this, we're going to do 7 layers of lime wool. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and finally our 7th layer. And as you can see, that should drop us 1 short from the same level as the top. For the final layer, we're going to place 3 lime wool, 2 lime stained clay, and 3 lime wool. And once you've done that, again, that is the rear side of the body complete. What you can go ahead and do is fill in the gap in between the front side and the rear side, aka, I guess it's like the shoulders, but this is like the main part of the shoulders. We'll worry about that in a second, but for now, just join these together. It's going to be covered up by the head anyways, but it's just nice to have it done for completion purposes. Okie dokie, so that now brings us to the rear side of each arm. Okay, so what we're going to do is each arm is 12 tall and 4 wide. Each side also has a layer done, so it means we're only placing 3 blocks on each row. Just like the front and the sides, it's very, very simple. The first 2 layers is white stained clay. The third layer is 2 lime wool, 1 lime stained clay, and then the rest is pretty much just lime wool with the exception of one block, which is the block on the top layer in the top right corner. So this one right here on the top layer, there should be 1 limestone clay, 2 lime wool, 1 clay, and apart from that, everything else is simply lime wool. Same logic applies for this side. We have 2 layers of white stained clay. The third layer is 1 clay, 2 lime wool. The remaining layers is just pretty much all lime wool, apart from the top and final layer, which will be 1 stained clay, 2 lime wool, and 1 stained clay. Again, from a rear side, should currently look like this. If you want to pause, now would be a good time to do so. For the final step, before we are ultimately going to do a little spin around and move on to the head, fill in the shoulders or the gaps of the shoulders simply just using lime wool. And as I said, we're going to have a little spin around, and it will ultimately just be an opportunity for you guys to catch up if you got lost anyway along the point of, I guess, this tutorial. So how we're going to do this, I'm going to come to a specific part of the body. For example, this is the front side of the legs. I'm going to state what part it is. Of course, it's the front side of the legs. I'm then going to give you the measurements and any 3D effects. So let's try this. This is the front side of the legs. It is 12 tall, 8 wide. And again, I'll give you a brief second to pause. Moving on up now to the body. It is a 12 by 8. It does have a 3D effect. As you can see in the center, that whole chain thing is a 3D effect. On the left and right side of that, you have the left and right arm. Both of them are 12 by 4 and have no 3D effects. Coming around to the left side now, we have the left side of the leg, 12 tall, 4 wide. With the left side of the arm, 12 tall, 4 wide. Coming around to the right side, exact same as the left side, 12 tall, 4 wide. And again, 12 tall, 4 wide. Coming around to the rear side, we have the rear side of the legs, that is 12 tall and 8 wide. We have the rear side of the body, 12 tall, 8 wide, and the rear side of each arm, 12 tall, 4 wide. The final side, the shoulders, is 16 wide and 4 thick. Should look something like this. Again, the whole middle part doesn't really need to be filled in, but it's just nice to have it filled in, again, for completion purposes. Okay, so with that said, that is the body complete, and we can now go ahead and move on to the head. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to start by going to the front side, aka side with the chain, and come to the top left corner. From here, we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, and on the 5th block, we're going to place a white stained clay and bring it 2 blocks forwards. On the right side now, we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, and on the 5th block, we're going to place a white stained clay, bring it 2 forwards, and if you've done it correctly, there should be a 6 block gap in between. Just simply fill that in using white stained clay. There'll be 2 layers, so it'll give you an 8 by 2 overhang on the front side of the body. What you're then going to do is come around to the left side and punch out the original white stained clay you placed, and also punch out the second one. So you do this on both sides. Essentially, it will look like this from the top view. On this block here, we're going to place a lime stained clay, and to the left of it, we're going to place 1 more. To the left of this, we're going to place 3 lime wool and then 2 lime stained clay. Exact same on this side. So we place 2 lime stained clay, 3 lime wool, and 2 lime stained clay, and it will look something like this. What you're then going to do is on the rear side here, just simply fill in the 6 block gap using the lime wool, and what this will do is give you an 8 by 8 square, which is the template for the head, 8 by 2 overhang on the front side and on the rear side, but again 8 by 8 overall. So we've got front side, left side, right side, and rear side. From here we can build the whole head, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Once you have that, we can start building. So of course we're going to start on the front side, the face. So the materials you're going to need for this, I'll clear out my hotbar and then we'll start from scratch. You're going to need your white stained clay, you're going to need snow, black stained clay, white stained glass, you're going to need your lime wool, nether brick slabs, and then you're going to need your spruce planks, spruce stairs, and also spruce slabs. So they're the materials you're going to need. Grab them onto your hotbar and then we can begin building. Okay, so the first and second layer is simply 8 white stained clay. The third layer, we're going to place 1 white stained clay, 1 snow, 1 black stained clay, 2 white stained clay, 1 black, 1 snow, 1 white. The fourth layer is the exact same, so we place 1 white, 1 snow, 1 black, 2 white, 1 black, 1 snow, 1 white. So that is the first 4 layers already complete. For the next 3 layers, we're simply going to place 8 white stained clay, And then for the final layer, we're going to place a layer of 8 lime wool. So again, currently it's pretty much 7 layers of white stained clay and 1 layer of lime. Okay, so this is where the 3D effects come in. So we're going to start off at the top left corner. We go down 1 block and we place a lime wool forwards. And we do the exact same now on the right side. So we bring it forwards 1 and place a lime. What we're then going to do is on the top left corner, we're going to leave 1 block. And then to right of that, we're going to place 6 lime wool. So this is the first stages of the hat. In terms of his hairline now, what we're going to do is go to the top right corner. We go diagonal to this block here, and we're going to place a upside down spruce stair from this block, so you place it underneath this block, facing towards the right side. To the left of this, we're going to place not 1, but 2 spruce planks, and then to the left of that, we're going to place an upside down spruce stair facing towards the left side. For the final step, for the hairline, what we're going to do is go to the first block, the first solid block, should I say, on the right, and underneath that, we're going to place a half slab on the upper half, and it will look something like this. In terms of his glasses now, what we're going to do is go to the bottom left corner. You're going to go up 1, 2, and on the third layer, you're going to place 3 white stained glass, leave a 2 block gap, and place 3 white stained glass. On top of this, we're going to do another layer, so it's a 3x2 for each glasses, and then on top of that, for the third layer, we're going to place a layer of nether brick slabs. The way we're going to join the glasses together is on the second layer of the glass. On the lower half, in between, we're going to place 2 nether brick slabs, and once you've done that, it will look something like this. Now again, if you want to pause, this is what the front side looks like. Again, also a slight modification you could add is if you want to add a mouth right here, you could just punch out those 2 bottom blocks there. And a material I'd recommend if you do want to make a mouth would be the light grey stained clay. Simply just place 2 light grey stained clay right there and it gives him a mouth. But personally, I think the statue looks cooler if you just keep it nice and plain and simple. Okay, so that is the front side of the face complete. We can now move around to the left side. Coming around to the left side, it's going to be an 8x8 square. So we're going to do this layer by layer. So the first layer consists of 2 lime stained clay, 3 lime wool, 2 stained clay, and 1 white stained clay. The next layer is, we're going to need our lime wool and lime stained clay. We're going to place 6 lime wool from left to right and 1 stained clay. Next layer, exact same, so 6 lime wool, 1 stained clay. The next layers is lime wool, so we're going to place 7 lime wool, and we're going to do this 4 times. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And what we're going to do here is this 1 lime stained clay, or this 1 white stained clay, should I say, behind this lime wool here, we're going to replace with lime stained clay. For the final layer, which is the 8th layer, we're going to place 1 lime stained clay and then 6 lime wool. That will link together and it will give you something like this. And that is again an 8x8 square. Now the right side again is the exact same. So we come around to the right side. First layer consists of 1 white stained clay, 2 lime stained clay, 3 lime wool, 2 lime stained clay. The next layer is 1 lime stained clay, 6 lime wool, and exact same again, 1 lime stained clay, 6 lime wool. On top of this, we're going to do 4 layers of 7 lime wool. So 4 layers of 7 lime wool. And then on this layer, we're going to replace the white stained clay here, again with a lime stained clay. For the final layer, we're going to go ahead and place 6 lime wool. And then in the top right corner, place 1 lime stained clay. And that is the right side of the head. Again, an 8x8 square. Okie dokie. So coming round to the rear side now. Again, this is like case of matching everything up. It is going to be an 8x8 square. Essentially, all we're going to do is 8 layers of 6 lime wool. So in each corner, top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right, there'll be a lime stained clay. But apart from that, it's pretty much just a 8x8 of lime wool. As you can see right there, that is the rear side complete. The top side is again just going to be simply lime wool. However, we are going to add a 3D effect because of course the hat on this costume is not flat, it is a cone shape. So we're going to fill it in solid and then we're going to start working on some 3D effects to make it a little more cone shape. Okie dokie, so from a top point of view, this is what it should look like. I also did a little spin around. Bear in mind, the general head without the 3D effects is an 8x8x8 cube, so that's a good figure to go from. This is again the front side. Moving around to the left side now. Again, this is what it looks like. Coming around to the rear side. And then finally the right side. Okie dokie. So let's get my arm back. All you're going to need for this final part is your 2 limes. So you'll need your lime stained clay and your lime ball. So let me just grab them onto my hotbar and we shall begin. So what you're going to do is come to the front side and come to the top left corner of the front side. So this block here. Bear in mind, this is the 3D effect, so we're not counting this. We start from this block right here. What we're going to do is leave a 2-block gap, and we're going to place 4 lime wool. Now we're going to do this layer by layer. On the left side, we're going to go up diagonal to the left, and we're going to go up 1, 2, 3. We're then going to go up diagonal to right and go 1, 2, 3, 4. Down diagonal and then link back, and it gives you a circle with a 4x4 square in the middle. What we're then going to do is on the left side we're going to place 2 in the middle to the left side. On the right side, on the right, we're going to place 2, and then on the rear side in the center we place 2. So it should look something like this. On top of this, we're essentially going to add another layer. However, the 2 blocks coming from the left side, right side and rear side we're not going to include. So we just place 4 blocks on each side, as you can see here, so it's going to be 2 blocks tall. So again, the block on the left side, or the 2 blocks on the left side, we're not going to build up. Same with the right side, and same with the rear side. Again, one thing to point out is that the rear side, there should be a 1-block gap, and yeah, that's again something you should definitely consider. So for the next layer, which is the 3rd layer, we're going to start bringing it into a cone shape more. So what we do is in any corner, doesn't matter which one, we're going to place a block on the inside and go up 1, punch out the original, and then turn this into a 4x4 square. So the way you do this is essentially just bringing it 3 blocks in each direction, and that will give you again a 2x2 gap in the middle. What we're now going to do is add another layer on top of this. So for the 4th layer, it's essentially the exact same as the 3rd. We'll just double up the 3rd layer, and as you can see, it's starting to make more of a cone shape on his head. For the next layer now, we're going to bring it in again. So the way we do this is in each corner, we leave a block out. So in top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right, we leave a block. So you only have 2 blocks on each side. For the final section now, what we're going to do is fill the gap in the middle. And on top of this 2x2, we're going to place a 2x2 of lime. And then on the left side, we're going to bring it up 1 using lime, and on the top left and bottom left. Now for this top section, you could use lime stained clay just to top it off, but I'm going to scrap that. I'm just going to keep it to lime wool, and once you've done that, it will look something like this. This is probably one of the funniest statues I've done a tutorial on, and yeah, it's definitely one of my favourite ones, to be honest. I'll just do a little spin around of the hat, just in case you do want to pause. And yeah, that pretty much wraps up the tutorial. I really do hope you enjoyed. Again, apologies for my voice and my enthusiasm. I probably sound really depressed and miserable right now. And that's because low-key, I kind of am. This cold and illness has really brought me down. And it's making me feel a bit clogged up, a bit yeah, not too great. So apologies if I did sound a bit offish in the video. But I'm really trying to get these videos out here for you guys, even though I'm not feeling too great. So if you did enjoy, definitely let me know by leaving a like on the video, subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. Also, check out the playlist and the cards that have been listed on this video. There's a bunch of relevant content that you may like. We've done Leafy videos, Pyrocynical, a whole bunch of commentators. We've got statues coming up for Keemstar, you name it. We've got designs coming up in the very near future. As well as this, if you haven't checked out the recent FNAF tutorials, definitely check them out. They might be something you're interested in. But apart from that, again, thank you to Rustled or Nebula for the design. Social media links down in the description. And until next time, hopefully I won't be feeling so rough. I'll speak to you again soon. My name has been Gummy, and goodbye. Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through.
If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through?